You wake up every morning and put on a mask, the one that makes you smile when you want to scream, the one that makes you nod when someone asks if you're okay, even though you're dying inside. Right now, as you watch this, there's a voice in your head asking, how does he know? Because I've been where you are, in that space between living and existing, where every breath feels borrowed and every day feels stolen. You wake up and immediately reach for your phone, not because you care about the notifications, because facing your own thoughts for even 30 seconds feels like drowning. Everyone around you is chasing dreams. You can't even remember what wanting something feels like. They talk about passion like it's something you can just find on Amazon. Follow your passion, they scream. Meanwhile, you're standing in the wreckage of who you used to be, wondering where the hell your passion went to die. Here's what they don't tell you about emptiness. It's not the absence of feeling. It's the presence of nothing. It's not depression's heavy darkness. It's worse. It's the gray static that fills every corner of your existence. You show up to work. You laugh at jokes. You nod in conversations. But inside you're screaming at the glass wall between you and everyone else, watching life happen to other people while you're trapped in your own head. Your parents ask why you don't call more. Your friends wonder why you've become distant. Your partner thinks you don't love them anymore. But how do you explain that you can't even love yourself? How do you tell them you feel like a hologram of a human being? You've tried everything. Meditation apps that promised peace. Self-help books that promised purpose. Therapy sessions where you paid someone to watch you shrug and say, I don't know what's wrong with me. But here's what's really happening. You're not broken. You're not ungrateful. You're not lazy or weak or any of the names you call yourself at 3 a.m. You're experiencing something that has a name, something that millions of people suffer through in silence because nobody talks about it, something that feels like dying while everyone expects you to keep living. This emptiness isn't your enemy, it's your wake-up call, and what I'm about to show you will change everything you think you know about why you feel this way. You're trapped in a prison with no bars. You can't see the walls, but you feel them every single day, pressing in, suffocating you. And the cruelest part? Everyone else walks right through them like they don't exist. This is what psychologists call hollow heart syndrome. But forget the fancy name for a second. Let me tell you what it really feels like. It's like being underwater while everyone else breathes air. Everything is muted, distant. You watch people get excited about things and wonder what that must feel like. You watch them cry over losses and envy their ability to feel something, anything, that deeply. You want to connect, but people exhaust you. You crave solitude, but loneliness crushes you. You're tired all the time, but sleep won't come. You're hungry for meaning, but nothing tastes like purpose anymore. Here's the mind-bending part. You look completely normal to everyone else. You function, you perform, you deliver. But inside, you're operating on autopilot while your real self slowly starves to death. You know what's really messed up? You start to believe this is just who you are now, that this numbness is your personality, that this emptiness is your destiny, but it's not. You're living in a cage built from other people's expectations. Every you should and you need to, and why don't you just became another bar. Every time someone told you to be grateful instead of listening to your pain, another lock clicked shut. Society handed you a script and told you it was your life. Get good grades, get a good job, get married, have kids, buy a house, climb the ladder, check the boxes, smile for the camera. But nobody ever asked you what you wanted. Nobody ever said what makes your soul come alive. They just handed you someone else's definition of success and wondered why you feel like you're suffocating. You're not broken. Your cage is. And the key? The key has been in your pocket this whole time. You just forgot it was there because everyone convinced you the cage was protecting you. But protection from what? From being yourself? From wanting what you actually want? From living the life that would make you feel alive again? The cage isn't keeping you safe. It's keeping you small. And it's time to break out. Your emptiness has a birth certificate. It was born the first time you were told your feelings didn't matter. The first time someone said, stop being so sensitive when you needed to be heard. The first time you learned that love came with conditions. Let me guess your origin story. You were the good kid, the one who never caused problems. You learned early that crying got you ignored, anger got you punished, and needing too much got you abandoned. So you became convenient, manageable, easy. Your parents weren't evil, they were probably doing their best, but their best was teaching you that your emotions were inconvenient, that your needs were too much, that love was something you earned, not something you deserved. So you became a master performer. You learned to read the room, anticipate what people wanted, and deliver it with a smile. You became so good at being what everyone else needed that you forgot who you actually were. Then society grabbed you by the throat. Success looks like this, they said, pointing to a checklist that had nothing to do with your soul. Happiness looks like this, they said, showing you pictures of things that left you feeling more empty than before. You chased their dreams, you climbed their ladders, you checked their boxes, and every achievement felt like swallowing sand. Here's what really happened. You didn't just lose touch with your feelings, you were systematically trained to ignore them. You weren't just discouraged from being yourself, you were rewarded for being anyone else. Your empathy became a weapon against you. You felt everyone else's pain so deeply that you forgot your own existed. You became the therapist, the peacemaker, the one who held everyone together while you fell apart. You even gave until there was nothing left to give. Then you gave some more because that's what good people do, right? Wrong. You weren't being good. You were being used. By a family system that needed you to be small. By a society that profits from your compliance. By friends who loved what you did for them, not who you were. The numbness isn't a character flaw. It's your soul's last defense mechanism. When you can't fight anymore and you can't run anymore, you shut down. You go numb. But numbness isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your rebellion. You're having a nervous breakdown in slow motion, and nobody can tell. This isn't the Hollywood version where you scream and throw things and people rush to help you. This breakdown happens in silence, in the space between your heartbeats, in the pause before you answer, "I'm fine." You lie in bed scrolling until 3 a.m., not because the content matters, but because closing your eyes means facing the void in your chest. Sleep feels like surrender to something you can't name. You procrastinate everything, not because you're lazy, because nothing feels real anymore. Why rush toward a future that looks exactly like yesterday? Why chase goals that taste like cardboard in your mouth? The things you used to love feel like strangers now. Music sounds flat. Food tastes like nothing. Sex feels mechanical. Even your favorite places look gray and lifeless, like someone drained the color from your world. You can't picture your future because you can barely survive your present. When people ask about your 5-year plan, you want to laugh. You're not even sure you want to be here in 5 minutes. Here's the most terrifying part. You feel guilty for feeling empty. Your life looks good on paper. You have things other people want, so you torture yourself with questions. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just be grateful? Why am I so selfish? You become a master at fake smiles and surface-level conversations. How are you? Great, thanks. The lie rolls off your tongue so smoothly it scares you. You want help, but you're terrified of being a burden. You want to be seen, but you're afraid of what people will find. You crave connection, but every interaction feels like acting in a play you never auditioned for. The scariest moments are when you're alone, when the noise stops and you're left with the echo of your own emptiness. That's when the questions hit hardest. Who am I? What's the point? Does any of this matter? You feel empty when you're alone, exhausted when you're with people. You want to disappear, but you're afraid of being forgotten. You want to scream, but you've forgotten how to make sound. This is what dying while alive looks like. This is what happens when your soul suffocates while your body keeps breathing. But here's what you need to know. Feeling this way doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. It doesn't make you broken. It makes you aware. Your breakdown isn't your ending. It's your beginning. Because sometimes you have to fall apart to fall back together. Your soul has been in a coma. Today we're pulling the plug. Not to kill it, to wake it up. Listen to me carefully. You don't need to rebuild yourself from scratch. You need to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. That emptiness you feel, it's not a void. It's space for something real to finally grow. Here's your first act of rebellion. Stop trying so damn hard. Everyone's selling you hustle culture bullshit. Work harder, push through, never give up. But you're not broken machinery that needs fixing. You're a human being that needs to breathe. Your healing doesn't start with a 5 a.m. workout routine or a meditation streak. It starts with a single question. If nobody was watching, if nobody cared, if there were no consequences, what would I do right now? Not what would make you successful. Not what would make others proud. What would make you feel alive? Maybe it's walking barefoot in grass. Maybe it's screaming in your car. Maybe it's quitting the job that's killing you. Maybe it's telling someone you love them. Maybe it's admitting you're not okay. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into other people's comfort zones. Stop performing happiness for people who wouldn't notice if you died tomorrow. You want to know what courage looks like? It's not climbing mountains or starting businesses. It's saying no when you mean no. It's choosing yourself when everyone expects you to choose them. It's feeling your feelings instead of numbing them. Your soul doesn't need motivation. It needs permission. Permission to be selfish. Permission to disappoint people. Permission to want things that don't make sense to anyone else. Permission to be human instead of perfect. Here's what nobody tells you about healing. It's not about becoming stronger. It's about becoming softer. It's not about building walls. It's about tearing them down. You don't heal by doing more. You heal by doing less, performing, less pleasing, less pretending. Start small, stupidly small. Drink water when you're thirsty instead of ignoring it. Go to bed when you're tired instead of scrolling. Say, I don't know, instead of pretending you have answers. Your soul is still there, buried under years of shoulds and have-tos and expectations. But it's there, waiting for you to remember its name. You're not becoming someone new. You're becoming someone true. And that person has been waiting for you to come home. This emptiness you've been carrying isn't your curse. It's your compass. It's been pointing you home this entire time, and you mistook it for being lost. Every hollow moment, every sleepless night, every time you felt like a ghost in your own life, your soul was screaming one message. This isn't who you are. The numbness wasn't punishment, it was protection. Your psyche's way of saying, I'll shut down everything before I let them kill who you really are. You survived by going numb. Now you get to live by feeling everything. Here's what's about to happen. You're going to start small, stupidly small. You're going to notice the taste of your coffee. You're going to feel the sun on your skin. You're going to listen to a song that makes you remember what joy felt like, and it's going to hurt. Good. Pain means you're alive again. You're going to disappoint people. Perfect. Their disappointment is proof you're choosing yourself for once. You're going to make mistakes. Beautiful. Mistakes mean you're moving instead of standing still. You're going to feel guilty for wanting things. Let it burn. That guilt is just the ghost of who you used to be, and ghosts can't hurt you. Listen to me. You don't have to be extraordinary. You just have to be real. You don't have to change the world. You just have to change your world. The life you're afraid to want, the person you're scared to become, the dreams you've been calling stupid, they're not too much. You've just been too little. Your emptiness was never the problem. Your silence was. Your soul has been dying to speak, and you've been teaching it to whisper. Stop whispering. Your voice matters. Your needs matter. Your dreams matter. Your pain matters. Your joy matters. You matter, not because of what you do, not because of who you help, not because of what you achieve. You matter because you exist. Period. End of story. Today is the first day you get to say I'm here without apologizing for taking up space. Today is the first day you get to want something without justifying why you deserve it. You were never lost. You were just paused. You were never broken. You were just bent. You were never empty. You were just waiting. The light was inside you the whole time. You just forgot how to turn it on. Welcome back to yourself. It's been waiting for you.